Sim Pit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole. Welcome to today's edition of the Pit Stop, where you, the mighty pit crew, you are the star of today's show. Happy Friday night to everybody out there. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Thank you for sitting here to hang out with some sim racers, just talking about what's going on in our favorite hobby, common interest, sport, whatever you want to call it, that being sim racing. I love Friday nights. Again, I work Saturday and Sunday, so it's not a big deal for me. It's not like my weekend, but Fridays are the day that you just, when you run into people at the store, at the mailbox, or whatever, everybody's in a good mood. Friday is a good mood day, and therefore, what the heck? Let's enjoy it. Let's have fun with a Friday night. Big news. So what is the big news? The biggest news to me, and there are a few big news stories out there. There are a few things worthy of talking about today, for sure. But the biggest news for me comes back to this very show. Not the Sim Pit in general, but the Pit Stop. More in particularly the Friday edition of the Pit Stop. I just realized I don't have a graphic for something I do need for today. I'll try to look for that out of the corner of my eye as I do the show. The Friday edition of the Pit Stop is a little difficult for me to run. Tom Jones, second person to asking me about my wheel rim. How can you see it from there? You can just, because it's missing the orange nubs. Look. Oh, what's that? What's Shaun up to? What's up his sleeve? Anyway, the Friday edition. So my weekend, actually, just so you all know, my weekend begins Wednesday at lunchtime, let's just say. And it ends Friday at lunchtime, let's just say. And as it turns out, the time slot that we're running Friday night puts me under very short notice to get the show up and running. So, with that said, it leads right, when I originally moved it to Friday, it was an experiment, see how many people watched the show. Did it get a better viewership or a lower viewership? Turns out, it's been about the same, maybe a little lower. But it does turn out that it's taken me a lot more. It puts me under a little bit of a pressure that I don't necessarily like. It would be a lot easier to do the show Friday morning and then come back Friday night. Now, the other reason that I originally wanted to do the show Friday night was because that Friday after the show, we went right into Friday Night Fun. However, we've turned Friday Night Fun into an official league series, which means I don't really need to promote it. You're either in or you're out. So, what I am telling you right now, if you guys are enjoying and prefer the Sim Pit Friday Night Edition, you have I'm putting it on you as much as me, 2 goals. Number 1, you better start telling friends, because I'm going to judge over the next few weeks whether it stays Friday night, making my life miserable, and then I do it for you. If there's a compelling argument from the audience saying do it, I would definitely stay with it. And then the other is tell a friend. If you get the subscribership, if you get the viewership up on Friday nights, I am a man of ratings. I will go where the ratings are, so to speak. So, we might be back to Friday mornings. One of my problems is doing too many push-ups. Dave Flair, I'm not sure if you're serious or sarcastic. I've actually had as many, talk about, and from my perspective, the man in the seat, the man driving or trying to attempt to get ratings, I have gotten response regarding the push-ups. I have heard back from people saying, why do you do that? That's stupid. That's ridiculous. And I have heard back from other people who said, man, that's so awesome that you do it. It's really fun. It's really different. It's cool. It has caused a reaction, and some of it positive, some of it negative. I'm in a position where I need to stick to it. I am scolding you. You better, if you, it's not, it's more of an ultimatum. But it's not a bad one. I'm not taking the show away. It's just, if you guys prefer Friday, help me get the numbers up. Otherwise, it's going back to Friday night. I'll keep moving it until I can't find you guys anymore. Yeah, exactly, Tom Jones. Any reaction is good for me. 2 a.m. in the mornings. Yeah, for Europe, this time slot is a little better. I mean, it's like, would you rather watch from work, or would you rather watch it in bed, so to speak, at 2 a.m.? Happy Friday, everybody! Don't swear, because you've been doing push-ups with you, and you've had a couple beers. All right, I will do my best, Dirkquist, to prevent any push-ups from happening. Although, I lost a couple minutes prepping for the show, just making sure the push-up camera was ready to go. So if that's the case, I might have to do them. All right, what's going on in sim racing? I'm going to move right along because we do have racing that begins in 55 minutes. And I do have to turn the studio around a little bit in order to do that one. In addition to that, there are a couple of stories that are worthy of talking about. Things that we touched upon Wednesday or Monday that we're coming back to today. And some new topics as well. So, real quick, just so you can know, if you're looking for entertainment, Iracing has their downshift hot lap, they're calling it. This week's edition with William Byron Esport. So if you want to hear them talking with those guys, you can get over there. Wasted, Phil asked, we have added it. I believe we are now at 1 faster pair for the Oval Series. Marco, if you could let us know, that would be great. Maybe stream topless. Dave, you're in good form tonight. No, Andrew, I don't think you need an account. I think you go to Fanatics website, you go to their download section or their support page section, you download the software and you install it. You should not need to log in to download that. You should come in, Phil, whether we have it or not, but you should come in for sure. Marco will let us know. I'm pretty sure we're 1 faster pair now. All right. So, yeah, if you want to check that out, William Byron Esports podcast. Also, my brother's going to be, that's the other reason I'm not thrilled on the 5 o'clock show. That's right when my brother gets off work Friday nights. It's like, it's kind of a shame that my brother is in there enjoying getting back from a hard week of work, and I can't even hang out and enjoy his getting home time. And then I have a race immediately following it, so I don't see him for hours after that. There you go, Phil. So what else? A bunch of stuff, just doing the new age thing that I'm talking about. We're doing the scrolling up on pages just to... I'd like to... Oh, I hear him now. See if we can get him in. Hold on. Hi, Greg. How you doing? Okay. You want to come say hi? Not really. Oh, okay. Can you do us a favor? When the microwave timer goes off, can you pull what's out of the oven out and turn off the oven? Yeah. Thank you. That'll be in like 20 minutes. Tom Jones, you need a Greg cam. You guys would have to pay thousands of dollars per month. We already saw this finish in the supercars. The next batch was the Porsche Motorsport. We already saw this. That goes back. 5th, 6th is where we would have missed off. Wednesday night, Iracing at the Chili Bowl. That went on Wednesday. We missed that. Don't know who won. Maybe we'll get an update. This is cool. Richard Childress Racing. Have you ever wondered how our paint schemes get from the actual track to the virtual track? Good news. We interviewed local graphic artist John R. Dragonetti to learn more about the methodical process of rendering RCR designs for iRacing. So this is the guy, and he's giving you a little how-to. How do you make paint schemes that are truly authentic, good enough to make RCR themselves happy. Brett, well, I knew I had backup, and it's the sort of thing that if it had stayed in the oven another 20 minutes, it's baked potatoes. Just so you know, it's baked potatoes. Special brownies. Nope, I did baked potatoes earlier because we are having... Well, truth be told, I'm having bacon-wrapped filet mignon with twice-baked potatoes. So I didn't mind baking them early because I'm going to restuff them with cheese and onion and spices. And then I'm going to rebake them. And then we're going to have filet mignon and... Yeah. Jealous? Christopher Bell living on Tulsa time. Can't wait to get behind the wheel of this snazzy looking Radio Bob. Okay, cool. Nick Ottinger. What an honor to get such a prestigious trophy from the Monster Mile. Thank you guys so much. I got to tell you, a little miniature simulation version of a Monster Mile trophy, I will admit that might even be a little bit cooler than the Sim Pit Patron Trophy. I don't know. I think we can rival them. Theirs has a little more prestige, perhaps, with the iconic... what do you call that guy? What's the name of the man for the Monster Mile? It's going straight to my woohoo. Dinner at Shaun's. Yeah, dinner for everybody. No way, Billy. Billy Strange, that's awesome. I knew I liked your style. I knew I liked your style. So yeah, what about this? That's a trophy right there. That looks like they just kind of... No, look at that. What? Oh, it's a little mini die cast, I bet. Because this doesn't look big enough to hold a Hot Wheel size. Anyway, that is the Dover trophy that Nick Ottinger won. Thank you, Phil. Thank you. We're going to show the trophy again. I'm really, really proud of the trophy. And what sucks is I don't get to put my name on it. I got to put somebody else's name on it and put it away. We'll talk about that at the end of the show. NASCAR talking with Parker Kligerman. Stafford Speedway racing tonight. This was back on Wednesday. Chili Bowl, Jeff Gordon, Wednesday night racing. Who will be in the virtual Chili Bowl? Here's your list of drivers who are in it. This is a pretty cool list if you really look at it. I'm sure you guys, if you're a Outlaws fan, you probably know some of the names that I don't know. I know some of the guys who have transitioned into others, but I think a lot of them, their roots, their heart and souls date back to the days of Outlaw Sprint Car type racing. I mean, obviously Ron Capps is a drag racer. I see him there. Santino Ferrucci. Scott Speed, I thought he was lifetime banned again. Manteca. Billy Strange, you're from up in the Manteca area-ish. Have you ever been to Manteca water slides? Do they still exist? One of my greatest memories as a child was when we went all the way out to Manteca water slides. I lived in Santa Cruz at the time. It was a pretty good haul out to Manteca. But yeah, we did go there. Other names that I mean, Bobby Labonte, Chase Briscoe, Christopher Bell, J.J. Yaley, Jake Newman. Is Jake Newman? Kenny Wallace, Kevin Swindell. Landon Castle is going to be in this. C.D. Kligerman, Caps, Ferrucci, Speed, Tony Kanaan, Will Power. Some big names. That should be... I bet that was cool. I don't know if I have to do it for the gesture. You guys vote on that. Hey, Danarix, thank you for following very much. Yeah, okay, cool. You did that a few years ago? Push-ups? Oh, I don't know. Here's some FS1 pick coverage of the Chili Bowl. Bring back North Wilkesboro. So how many of you guys watched this? This is the version that was put up on YouTube. I actually watched it. It was pretty entertaining. It was cool seeing and hearing from like Steve Myers and Dale and talking about a little bit about iRacing, a little bit about the scanning process, a little bit about other things that might be going on behind the scenes as well. It was shorter than I expected. 14 minutes, 51 seconds. It was streamed live on Twitch. And there were little tidbits that came out of it. So, for example...
We get Hickory Speedway on iRacing. Yes. We've been working with Hickory Speedway and just recently have a contract with Hickory signed. And so now the guy that you saw in that video that scans the racetrack, Kevin Inarelli, all he has to do is get his little scanner, drive on down to Hickory and start scanning, and we'll build Hickory. We have a contract with iRacing and Hickory signed and ready to go. So
anyway, this is all done on Twitch. Some tidbits of information. He did talk about his dad quite a bit during the show. I was a little surprised to hear how much he talked about his dad. But that was cool hearing. It was a good show. It entertained me for 15 minutes. That for sure. You might want to check it out. Instead of Corsa, just telling about things going on. Again, Esport World. We're now into that Esport World, right? David Prell, so happy to announce that Coach Dave Academy is now official partner of the SRO Esport Series. I might have an update for what I might be doing one of these things coming up. I couldn't make this weekend, but it looks like next weekend I might be running in one of these events as well in their celebrity division or something, I guess. R Factor 2. Another challenge arises. Put your foot down and place yourself on top of the leaderboard in our new We Are the Race All-Star Series qualifier to join the greatest names in motorsport and sim racing for the next event on Saturday. They posted this back yesterday in case you wanted to. I don't think I pressed. Oh, yeah, you had to log in to get to their leaderboard. It was one of those. I did try to do that. A dirt version. Well, it's about to be a dirt version of Wilkesboro, Andrew. You know, and there are little tidbits, and I think it's probably covered. Dale Earnhardt has been involved in sim racing, you know, as long as I have, as long as most of the guys who've been around since the beginning. But you know, you'll hear him talk about Papyrus. The Papyrus days, NASCAR 2003. You'll even hear him talk about Grand Prix Legends and other things that were going on in the scene at the time. Long time fan and ambassador of sim racing, and now he's part of the preservation society as well. There you go, Dave Blair, or a sim pit sticker. You know what? They showed some shots. It is really, they'd have to like basically level the whole place to redo it. It's like it would almost be cheaper to build it from scratch. Yeah, it was. Oh, come on! I want to try to find like the buildings are kind of like caved in there. Yeah, it ain't pretty. They also said, I think they said 1989. I think they're taking the track back in time to an extent, and I believe that they're gonna use signage and things from 1989. The top groove is shifted from that crack separating the lower from the upper line.
Opportunities to really go back. Part of NASCAR history are no longer around, you know, not in such shape. This is such a unique, rare opportunity.
Oh, look at that. The Bill Elliott Coors car. Man, Coors versus Bud. Look at that. You got to love it. 87. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for the correction there. Hey, we're at 100 messages. That's awesome. All right, moving right along. R Factor, we talked about that. Dirt. I almost said Dirt Rally. Okay, so we have a few things from the dirt world. All right. On the 5th, did we even talk? I think, yeah, we talked about that. We talked about Dirt 1.14 back on Wednesday. But this, Dirt 5. Dirt 5, we have the official announcement. We knew it was coming. We've seen a few different, Marco, that was the car. That was the Bill Elliott Coors car. Was the car that broke 200 miles an hour. This was the car of cars. I agree, Billy, and that was one of the things we kind of debated on Wednesday a little bit. If it's better, you know, is this a step in the right direction? Mitch Kowski, look at that. Oh, you saw it in Georgia. Here, let's bring this up. Here's a real life photo. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville's 200 mile an hour. This is what was the restrictor plate. The change made. I believe the restrictor plate came to NASCAR, you could say, as a result of this car right here. Is that factual? You guys correct me if I'm wrong on that, but if I'm not mistaken, this car went over 200 and, yeah, 212 miles an hour, Tom Jones says. We're waiting on Steam King to come through with fact. If I'm not mistaken, that's when the restrictor plate, which changed NASCAR forever, came to the sport. I'm not going to say it was invented. I think restrictor plates were invented long before that, but it was the era. I got to be honest with you. 1989 was perhaps also the peak of my love for the Winston Cup. By the way, we argued about length of titles with the the Joe Bobby Blues Ice Cream Velvet Stroke 500. You know, that would be a typical name of something today versus, you know, back in the day, it was just the Winston Cup. That's it. Just the Winston Cup. Anyway, all right. So that goes back to Wilkesboro. Dirt. That's what we're talking about. Dirt 5. We'd seen teases. Like, I even made my predictions, and I think I might have been somewhat in the right direction. Dirt 5. Dirt 5, everyone. 5 writes a new chapter in Dirt's legacy. Bolder and braver than ever before. Travel the globe. Tame incredible off-road machines. 4-player split screen. Career mode feat. Troy Baker VA and Nolan North. Don't know what that means. Photo mode and livery editor. And more features. And then we have a Monster Energies buggy in the photo there. And goodies headache powder. Oh yeah, here's the thumbnail for the day. Hey Anthony, welcome to the show. And I think we have a promo video somewhere. Where's the video? Here we go. Why do I have no audio? Because my computer doesn't want me to lose monetization. Where's my audio today? Did I bust my headphones? Dirt 5 looks like Forza Horizon on dirt. You know, that is a great observation, Tom Jones. I am not seeing my audio. Where has my audio gone? Wait, that's got to be on them. Didn't I have audio here?
I don't know if that means.
That's on them. All right, good. Donut Media talking about, Donut, they're in this game. Whatever. I guess they couldn't get Ken Block, so they had to get Donut Media. Whatever. Just make a freaking game. Stop worrying about your little stupid things like that and just make a freaking game. Donut Media, just make a game. I'm sorry. Am I wrong? Am I overreacting? It messes with your audio and your driving ability. I will admit, as much as I could say things, I am very excited about Dirt 5. By the way, Dirt 5 is going to be the first racing game for the next-gen consoles. So that could be interesting how that affects the game. Does that affect what they can do with the game? It could be interesting. Interesting. I guess that's my word of the day. Formula One says that people are trying to pre-order 2020 on the PS4. We're having problems. They're working on it. Then they're also saying we at the Virtual GP lineup. So, Sergio Conguero. Whoop. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Thibaut Courtois. Oh, we need our disclaimer, don't we? Arthur Mello. He looks like a soccer player to me. Charles Leclerc, Alex Albon, Lando Norris, George Russell, Nicholas Latifi will all be part of it as well. That was posted 8 hours ago, so that's going to be on Sunday's race if you're going to watch that from, looks like Catalunya. I'll take that disclaimer down so we don't forget what we're doing here. Where is my YouTube stream? There it is. There we go. So much news going on. I agree. Yeah, that video, that was dirt. That was Dirt's problem. Okay, what else? We talked about NASCAR Heat 5 on Wednesday's show. I think it was Wednesday, might have been Monday. Anyway, NASCAR Heat 5 will be available on July 7th. If you pre-order the Gold Edition... Oh, July 7th. If you order... Yeah, we talked about that on Wednesday. If you order the Gold, Standard Edition will be available on July 10th. PC, Steam, PS4, and Xbox One. When's it order for pre-order now through most retailers, where you can find a list of what are pre-order bonuses. All right, if you get the pre-order bonus, free career booster pack, and in-game cash to build your own team, Sunoco paint schemes for Cup, Xfinity, and Truck Series, additional cash boost of $125,000 in career mode, improved contract offering in career up to Tier 4. What comes to the Gold Edition? 3 Tony Stewart paint schemes, including the 2011 Office Depot Championship scheme and his 2016 Homestead Finale scheme. All new Tony Stewart spotter audio, contract offer from Stuart Haas in career mode, 1.4 million in game currency, and NASCAR Heat 5 season pass content, 4-time DLC packs. I'm working on that. One of my good friends from the industry that I've known for 15 years now works with NASCAR Heat. And so I've actually been doing an email exchange with him, looking good. We're going to do our best to get in on NASCAR Heat 5 and hopefully do it early if we can. He's in the marketing department. I don't know what poll he has. If you get me a resume, I'll forward it for you. Also, after round 3 of the 2020 eNASCAR Pro League, here's how the standings look for Xbox and PlayStation. So after 3, Justin Brooks, this is on the Xbox. Justin Brooks in first, Daniel Buttafuoco in second, Slade Gravitt in third. On the PS4, it's Kyle Arnold, Maxwell Castro, and Nick Jobs. Greg, can you take the... Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Swanee53, love the retro historical slant, a bit like GPL in 19... Yes. You know, that would be really cool. Swanee, great point. I think that this is, and as Billy put, as people who've been part of racing for a long time, it's nice to see that they're going to kind of remember certain things that way, or let us experience days of old. And I think, honestly, if we're talking iRacing in particular, I think it's time. Hey, Greg, can you bring me a beer while you're at it? What? What? Never mind, thank you. Don't know about Forza 8 yet. We have speculations, Kual. We've had lots of speculations about what we'll see from Forza 8. Phil says hi, Greg. Hi, Phil. So, what was I saying? What a great way to remember old tracks. But yes, old cars. That would be great, too. I mean, iRacing has it. They have the 49. They have the 79 Lotus. They have the Nissan GTP. They have some cars that are probably about a decade old at this point because they're early cars. Phil, if I said that, he would not consider you a friend. That would not go over well. So, okay, WRC9 is also on its way, coming out. New rallies such as Rally New Zealand await you in WRC9. We'll be sharing more about WRC9 and improved features in the coming weeks. Another game, I sent an email out to these guys as well today. I worked with them at E3 a year ago, and I'm hoping that they kind of remember have me in good thinking in their minds, and they'll get us some info or word and things. Anyway, let's see here. This is platform top 3. No, that's regarding stuff going on. This September will take you to the rugged coastline and the wild lands of Rally New Zealand. WRC9 will release on September 3rd. Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Epic Games Store, i.e. for the PC version. Yeah, they do. It's funny, Marco. They always go. I think it's because they can acquire a car. Like, literally acquire the car, and then at the end of the day, eventually somebody's like, well, what are we going to do with this car? And then one of the VIPs of Forts will be like, well, I'll take it if no one else wants it. Alan Hartman or, what's the name? Alan Hartman's second. Grenewalt. 3 hours ago, Rita posting another update, Automobilista 2, version 9.1. Oh, 0.9.1. I guess point 9 means we still haven't achieved what we would call release. We are pre-release as long as we're in the sub 1.0 updates. At some point that'll click over. I guess they're running out of numbers. 9.1, there's only 9 points left if they went point by point, which I don't think they've been doing. But anyway, Automobilista now includes the Kyalami Grand Prix circuit, Also featured in this update is Sigma P1, that's a car, along with a fix for netcode, issues, and other valuable updates. There are full release notes that are over there at Steam, so you'll find Automobilista on Steam, and again, the released version also added the Passat Tacopa Classic FL class, and a whole variety of other things in the update, so good for them, good news. What else? We're just going to scroll through this page. This is Race Room, I believe. Aren't we at Race Room? They have their BenQ. Last chance to sign up for the BenQ Challenger Cup Season 2. Prizes include all expenses trip to Williams F1 team headquarters. That would be really awesome. 3 BenQ triple monitors. That would be super awesome. Or third gets a single monitor. Even that would be kind of awesome. So that was posted on Wednesday. Go do that. The wraps are off for Anderstorp for Esport Classic Challenge Round 2. That's on Sunday. You can watch that as well, I'm sure. Wreckfest had another update. Look at this. Here we are on Steam. Wreckfest May 8th. Hot fix released. We're actively working on improving the gameplay experience based on feedback. Some system changes, content changes, gameplay changes, audio changes. So Wreckfest still at work on that one. Here we have a post for Thrustmaster regarding SRO Esports.
Welcome to my
This is Josh Martin.
for round 2 of the SRO GT Esports series. We're getting ready to go racing at Spa-Francorchamps this Sunday. So a circuit that I've not raced too much on. I have done a little bit of stuff in Formula open wheel cars, but in GT3 cars it's quite a new track to me. So it's been a lot of learning experience with ACC, driving this track. I've had Will working very hard on the setup behind me, and thankfully my equipment's held up for me. So I'm still running the Thrustmaster TSPC. I still got the Rseat Sensation Pro. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the race goes. It's going to be a track that maybe isn't best suited to the Bentley because its nature being split into halves, with the first half and the third sector both being quite fast and the middle sector being quite technical. So I'm interested to see how it goes. I'm pretty confident that provided it doesn't get too wet out there with the weather forecast, we should be okay. And yeah, be sure to tune in this.
Just don't take our sponsorship, Marco. Anyway, there's Abbott. That was Thrustmaster, by the way. He's an official driver for them. Check this out. Let's give, sharing is caring. Sharing is caring, right? And that comes back to this article here. This is at the Fanatic blog, and I want to applaud Fanatic. Fanatic donates 500,000 face masks. Fellow sim racers, in these crazy COVID times, feels like the world's turned upside down. We want to do our part to help. We decided to buy and distribute 500 CE certified mouth and nose masks to the city of Landshut, where Fanatic headquarters is located. Together with the city, we formed a plan to source 500,000 masks. With the help of our employees located in China, we worked hard to make that happen. Anyway, good for them, doing their part just to make sure that, we're all in this together. We're all in this together. Good for you, Fanatic. I applaud you on that. Once again, McLaren posting this. Think you can catch Lando? Put yourself to the test with Logitech G and Alienware. If you can get within a second of Lando's Barcelona lap time of 1:18.353, start shouting about it. Send us proof with Catch Lando, hashtag Catch Lando, Alienware, and Logitech for a chance to win. That could be a good winning. I would like to win a Alienware / Logitech package. All you have to do, I'm sure, Lando's an alien. This guy is as fast. So I think I can get within a second of Lando. So go get within a second of Lando and send them proof, and you could win a Logitech Alienware setup. That would be badass. Drift 21 early access is now live. I have to admit, I've not heard the best of things just yet. I've heard, again, early access. To me, early access, this is starting to become some scary words to me in our industry. I wouldn't even say starting. These have been scary words to me for a while, and I think now it's just to the point where it's not even like a question mark. Early access almost means give us money until we sort out our stuff. But Drift 21, I think we looked at the video already, but it is now there. You can get it on Steam. I'm going to mute it because this sounds like the kind of music that would just get our show demonetized and not even be worth hearing. Yeah, find the bugs for us and pay us for it. They should pay us to be in their beta. I mean, to be fair, let's just, I mean, and even to go back in time, why don't they do an open beta and randomly or controlled group-wise let 100 people have it to bug test? Well, because they can make money off of it and, you know, maybe pay their employees and further develop. But at the same time, we're doing a service for them. That's how desperate we are for content in the sim racing world. In the gaming world across the board. It's not just sim racing, by the way. Oh yeah, who is this? Hold on. I gotta go. I missed something when I grabbed this one. Hold on. Bear with me. This here is the rig of none other than Kyle Leduc. Leduc? Who's Kyle Leduc? Anyone? Check out this rig. This is a really interesting looking sim rig. It is, I don't even know what it's made out of. It's a tubed chassis. It's almost like an old tubed race car with tubing and then skin over it. My name is in at least one game. It might be in two. Does anybody know what game I can be an AI driver? You can race against me. Marco Favre. That is correct. Race 07. I'm also thinking we might have been, yeah, Arca. Thank you, Marco. I'm like, and I think that I am in Arca sim racing as well. So yes, you could race against me in AI form. You thought, Brad, I thought he had problems with glare. Yeah, supreme glare in the park. Acer signs partnership with Roman Grosjean's R8G Esport sim racing team. So this is the newest team to be built around a Formula One driver as they continue to get more and more sponsorship, making it an even more legitimate team. Wouldn't it be nice? It'd be so cool. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Dale Earnhardt Jr., and I'm not trying to take anything away from Roman Grosjean. But wouldn't it be nice if you could just snap your fingers and be like, oh, gee, I'd like to have him scan a racetrack. Oh, gee, I think I should have an esport team. Anyway, good for them. I'm not trying to be too pessimistic on this. RCN EV organizes Sim Racing Super Cup. This is the RCN Sim Racing Sommer Cup. What language are we in here? Anyway, in the time of restriction public life by spreading coronavirus, the real motorsport, unfortunately, until the start of the real RCN. I don't know what the RCN season is. The family-run GT and touring car popular sports series. Anyway, they're going to be running through the end of May. So another esports series popping up right now. I'm not sure how we're supposed to handle this one. NASCAR pariah Kyle Larson returns to racing in Friday's World of Outlaws sprint car event. Larson remains suspended from NASCAR following his broadcasted use of the racial slur last month. I thought that sprint car outlaw, I thought that World of Outlaws had said that he was out but his team was in, but now apparently they're going to allow him to drive. I'm not sure. I do think that as horrible as everything going on, I think it's a little unfortunate to become the poster child for the esport F-ups being made that are affecting people's careers. I think everything that happened for a reason, and at the same time, oh God, you're being made an example of, and probably slightly unfair to lose something as important as a NASCAR ride over something. I still think it's a huge mistake. I just think the whole thing could have been handled differently than resorting or getting to the point of lifetime suspensions and words they will eat later anyway. They're saying that F1 stars have driven a 1,000% spike in sim racing. Now esport need to work on sustainable growth. I'm not sure they're going to be able to grow from, if you were to record the numbers we're at today, I'm not sure we can grow from that number. I think we are destined for a fall. You know, NASCAR, other sports are already talking about reopening. If real life motorsport reopens, we're going to be left with only the Max Verstappen and Lando Norris's. So I think we're going to have a loss from this 1,000% growth. So I hope that's not a number that they think that they can grow from. They're going to shrink before they can grow. I see. Thank you, Billy. Thank you for the clarification on that as well. He just needed to go. That's right. I do remember that. I remember that sensitivity training statement from them. And good for him for handling that right away and getting back to his career. What else? What's our time check? 5:40. 20 minutes till race time. Sim racing, high-tech sim rigs featuring. This is at totalmotorcycle.com. That's the only reason I brought this article to you. It was sent in, but I thought it was so relevant that at totalmotorcycle.com even. Sim racing, high-tech sim rigs featuring force feedback, direct drive, and wide screens. And they're showing something there and a whole article explaining to the motorcycle world what is going on with this crazy new thing called sim racing. What is this crazy new thing called sim racing that I keep hearing about over and over and over about? It's everywhere, an explosion. Even the motorcycle people have taken notice. Anyway, that's cool. By the way, making changes. I do have the link to everything that we're talking about down below. So if you are looking for any of the stories that I've blown through and you're like, wait, what was that? It's there. Just go find the link. You can go check it out for yourself as well. Rodney Wheeler, thank you. Yes, that was a good video. Mitchie's stream of Forza. All right, what else? The only mom racing NASCAR also wants to be the first woman to win big. Woman, sorry. And a picture of Angela Rush is racing the NASCAR Gander RV series. And she says she wants to step up and be the first woman to win big. Okay, good luck to her. Speaking of women, is this Jamie Chadwick? Who is this? Is that Jamie? I think that's Jamie Chadwick, isn't it? That's not the point of the article, but all new Esport. So now the Esport series has officially the W series. Forgive me. And check that bike out, by the way. That's a nice Cannondale that she has. I think that's Jamie Chadwick. Someone tell me if I'm wrong there. But the W series is now going to have the W series Esport series as well. All new Esport League launched for female drivers only. I wonder if we're going to get any. Well, they already have the list. Jamie Chadwick, Visser, Powell, Garcia, Kimmelanian, Woolwind, Kawama, Moore. Anyway, I don't know all these girls' names, ladies' names. Thank you, Rodney. Thank you very much. Dave Blair, Mitchie was not fair to Forza. Get your settings right before playing the game. Hey, Doug Hawley, how you doing? I have no doubt, my logic on the real-life racers who come into sim racing, if they respect sim racing, if they come in and they clear their brain and they make a decision that they're going to give it their best effort, chances are they're going to immediately rise to alien level. There's a reason these guys are so good at driving and racing and understanding the way a car handles. Under $60 wheels? I don't know of many under $60 wheels. I hope they have cameras on the W Series Esport. This made me, I was like, wait, that's not Hailie Deegan, by the way. NASCAR's Hailie Deegan says being a girl don't matter when you're in a race car, but then they show a picture of Bush, and I think that's his wife and kid, isn't it? I'm not sure. And then we don't even have, do we not even have a real article? We don't even have a real article. Where are we? News break? You'll never make it on this show again. TCR Europe. I think we talked about this just a little while ago. Anyway, or TCR, but 300 hours of work are needed to digitize a TCR car. The opening round of the TCR Europe Sim Racing Series have unveiled versions of the TCR racing cars that have impressed motorsport. Anyway, that's what they're saying. It's my job consists of programming the cars for virtual racing. This is Luca Ragusa. I started from 3D renderings realized by Lorenzo Prati of LP Design, and through a bespoke tool, I work on the look and the functional behavior. It takes about 300 hours of work to complete each model. Then my partner, Marco Sabatini, works on rendering the livery of each driver, and it takes him 20 to 25 hours more per car, depending on the complexity of the decoration. The final touch is given by Tino Hartman, who adds the sound of the cars, Ragusa explained. Pretty cool to hear a little bit of the interworkings of designing and building a virtual car. Virtual Spanish GP, who's racing. We already covered that earlier in the show during the F1 2020 page. But another post there talking about who's racing. I believe that race is on Sunday. I covered it earlier on the show. If I'm wrong, someone correct me. Sage Karam makes history at Motorsport. Sage Karam warned the field. Then TT IndyCar Series driver said after Donington Park win 2 weeks ago that Canadian Tire Motorsports Park in Canada was his favorite track. Thursday night, Karam showed why, and he went on to win the Lionheart race. No force feedback wheels, just vibration. Joa. Rudes, yes, there's no denying the importance of Forza Gran Turismo. Absolutely. Okay. Oh, look at that. Good, because it's only 13 minutes till race time. A few different sim rigs to look at. This was sent to me by Kelly Bronstater of the show, showing off his Deathmobile. I'm going to call this a Deathmobile with style, because I really like the way you use the back of what looks like the back of a caneback chair modified into the rig. And not a caneback chair, but like a desk type chair. I love the cushioning. I love the driver position, and I love the look of your wood Deathmobile. Good job, Kelly. In addition to that, this one here posted by Hertbert NG. Another Deathmobile. I just tell my friend, I don't want to take credit for the Deathmobile. I don't try to act like I invented the Deathmobile, but I have to tell you that I am a little honored and touched every time I see one, because I'm like, well, maybe I had an impact on the fact that it's become such a popular design. I always thought of it as an obvious design, so as I built mine, it was the 1 + 1 = 2 obvious conclusion of how to build a rig. But I am honored a little bit, even if they didn't think of me when doing it, just that somehow, some way, I was part of the Deathmobile revolution. I like the way he's got a real dash up there on it, nice looking seat. And hodgepodge setup here, Thrustmaster setup, modified Logitech wheel, no buttons. Notice the no buttons. This guy's the legit. I see a bungee. No, that's a USB. He's not using the shifter. It's not plugged in. He must have just finished this. Nothing's plugged in. But I see no shifter paddles. I see no buttons. Now talk about style. Check this out by N8GRU. Finished the pedal modification. Thank you to everyone who offered him advice. It's really helped give him ideas. The angle is perfect now, and it's sturdy as a rock. Also, it isn't as comfortable as it looks. It's not. Oh, too bad. Well, because look at that padding. Get some real padding. That's not padding for a chair. That might keep your knee from contacting the floor when you're doing yoga. But that is definitely not enough padding to sit in for hours of racing. Awesome, Rodney. If you can't hammer, weld some wood. Is that what you're saying, Jerry? Anyway, very clever looking rig. Lots of style. That's what I like. Style. And then we've got Asian Tony. He said it, not me. Asian Tony showing hot. I'll tell you what, profile rig holding this Thrustmaster wheel is almost overkill. Now, those are like, this guy is like hardcore. You know this guy's hardcore. He's on a wheel that a lot of people would be like, whatever, that's not good enough wheel, you need. But then look at his pedals. He knows what's important. This guy knows what's most important. A nice, rigid, maybe P1 rig or a P1 copy. And Husingfeld pedals, I believe those are. Well done. I like that. Putting your money where it's most important is what I call that. Then here, T. Wildman posted this one. A little Corona time off, so some changes to his rig. Moved his shakers around. You can see the shaker placement right there on the seat. And yeah, nice looking setup there by Wildman as well. A little eye candy Friday for everybody out there. And that takes us to SimPit Affairs, and then we're going to call it a day. You know, I don't promote our patron group enough, and our patron group is the biggest support that the SimPit has. Without our patron group, we wouldn't have a lot of the tools and resources that we have at the SimPit. These guys have changed what the SimPit can do at times. Things like being able to make these trophies to re-honor our patron group. So this is the trophy that tomorrow I will be giving away. If you'd like to be part of our patron team, just go to patron.com/thesimpit. You can find out how to join our team, get in on the Discord, and be privy to some of our special events like tomorrow's patron appreciation race, where the winner of the race will get this trophy. I'm also going to be drawing a name of a random patron member and giving them a SimPit t-shirt. But this trophy comes as a result of being able to get a 3D printer, which is well beyond the budget of my show. Because we were able to get a 3D printer, we were able to come up with the idea, hey, we should make trophies for our races, just to make our races a little more prestigious, a little more fun, add to the mix of the rivalry and the importance of doing well. And I think this trophy here does that perfect. It's one I'm really proud of. I'll be really happy. Not only do I make one and give it away to the winner of the race, I make a second one. I keep it here on the studio. We've given away 3 this year. This will be the 4th trophy of the season, and I'm going to have all 12 up on my shelf by the end of the year. So if you'd like to be part of that, the race is tomorrow. You could still join the patron team and be in on the race. We're going to be at the Riley MK2 prototype at Watkins Glen. That is tomorrow at 11 a.m. my time. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. my time is 3 Wide with me, Amir Assad, and Devin Booth. We're going to have a handful of topics to just kind of crisscross talk about, get a little of their opinion, a little of my thoughts, see if we can change each other's thoughts or argue about a few differences. You never know what's going to happen during 3 Wide, but that'll be tomorrow, 10 a.m., our podcast-style 3 Wide edition of the show. And that takes us tonight. What's going on tonight? Tonight is the SimPit Oval Series. We are heading to Texas Motor Speedway for race number 4. After 3 races, Mark Michkowski leading in the points, 125 points over a tie for second between Joe Hildinger and Wayne Roberts. David Clymer sitting in 5th. Brandon Skinner 6th. I left out Rob Milnick in 4th. Sorry. David Clymer, Brandon Skinner, Billy Strange, Lonnie Jameson, Scott Black, and Joa Antonio. Those are our top 10 going into race number 4 at Texas, which begins on Twitch in about 15 or 20 minutes. And on YouTube, it will be on in about an hour and 7 minutes. We'll go live at 6 o'clock for qualifying and then get right down to racing on YouTube. But that's going to do it for this one. Everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the SimPit community. Thank you for making it so much fun to sit here, hang out with sim racers, talking about our favorite hobby, sport, common interest, that being sim racing. Again, if you want to see more of the Friday night edition of the Pit Stop, you better send me some emails. You better tell a friend. We need to get the subscriber count up. Otherwise, Friday shows go back to Friday AM because it takes a lot more for me to do on Friday night. And without better ratings, it's not worth the time. So we'll move it back to the mornings. We're not going to kill it. We're just going to move it back to Friday mornings. But that is going to do it for this one. Thank you for being here. I want you to all get out there. Have yourselves a great weekend. Get out there. Do some sim racing. This is the Sim Pit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.